A hush has fallen over Camp Nou's corridors as Barca find themselves stuck in a standoff with their own wall. The usually harmonious rhythm of training sessions now carries an undercurrent of unease, all centered on Marc-Andre Ter Stegen's injury saga. It wasn't supposed to be like this, a simple case of a goalkeeper sidelined by a niggling back issue, but suddenly a straightforward recovery has become a tangled web of paperwork and mistrust. How did an everyday setback morph into a clash that feels more like tug-of-war than teamwork? The answer lies hidden in plain sight within the words Ter Stegen himself shared online, and that secret may just be Barcelona's key to breaking the deadlock. Behind closed doors, a report from Sport landed on the club's desk like a thunderclap. Ter Stegen refuses to sign a crucial medical consent form. Imagine the scene, executives gathered in a glass-walled office, coffee cups forgotten as they digest the implications. The goalkeeper had already peeled back the curtain on his condition, tweeting a rough timeline of around 3 months to heal. Yet when asked to formalise that disclosure for La Liga's records, he balked. Why would someone who opened up so openly turn suddenly reticent when the club needed the paperwork? The plot thickens, revealing that public statements and private permissions aren't always in harmony. At stake is a rather dry yet pivotal document, the La Liga medical report. In theory, it's just a technicality, a detailed account of injury severity and expected downtime sent to the league's medical committee. In practice, it's a gatekeeper. That committee holds the power to decide whether Ter Stegen's absence counts as a long-term injury. And if it does, Barcelona can tap into emergency sign-on rules. Think of it as a safety valve in the league's financial machine, ready to release much-needed breathing space, if only someone will turn the handle. For La Liga, accuracy and consent are non-negotiable, so the ball sits squarely in Ter Stegen's court. Here's where the stakes climb a rung higher. If the medical committee rules that Ter Stegen won't play for more than 4 months, Barca unlock the right to free up 80% of his salary. Picture that windfall like fresh air rushing into a stuffy room. Suddenly, the club could register Joan Garcia, their emergency backup, without breaching wage caps. But that door remains firmly closed as long as the goalkeeper withholds his signature. It's a peculiar paradox. The man who confessed his injury timeline in public now holds the club's future plans hostage simply by refusing to ink a form. Can you feel the tension simmering? From the club's viewpoint, the refusal reads as more than a privacy stand. Yes, medical records are sacrosanct under data protection laws, vaulted behind layers of confidentiality. Yet Ter Stegen himself spilled the beans on social media, complete with recovery estimates and injury details. Why shield what you willingly broadcast? In Barcelona's locker rooms, murmurs swirl. If he's comfortable posting his scorecard for all to see, why not sign off when we need it most? And when insiders dig up the archives, they find no precedent. No other Barca player in similar straits ever balked at activating La Liga's emergency measures. That makes Ter Stegen's refusal feel unprecedented and to some, a deliberate wrench thrown into the club's machinery. So what's driving this sudden stone wall? Insiders whisper of hidden motives, of a storyline beyond mere privacy. Could there be a financial gambit at play, or perhaps a protest against the club's broader strategy? Whatever the reason, Barcelona read the move as obstruction. It isn't just about one signature, it's about cooperation, unity, the shared rhythm that underpins every successful season. When a musician in the orchestra refuses to tune their instrument, the whole symphony falters. And right now, Barca's sporting blueprint and budget projections are stillborn, waiting for Ter Stegen's name to grace the bottom of a page. Now the club sits in limbo, the clock ticking louder in empty meeting rooms. Without that written go-ahead, they can't finalise Garcia's paperwork, can't plan the season with confidence, can't breathe ease. What began as a routine checkbox on the road to recovery has morphed into a high-stakes impasse. As days slip by, the silence grows heavier, like a drumbeat before a storm. Will empathy prevail, or will paperwork cement a deeper rift? At its core, this isn't merely a dispute over signatures and statutes. It's a test of trust between a player and the institution he represents. Every unanswered email, every unsigned form deepens the fissure, and if the chasm widens, both Ter Stegen's standing and Barcelona's unity stand to suffer. The next move is his. Will he bridge the gap with a simple scribble, or will the standoff unravel the harmony that has long defined Barca's identity? Only time, and perhaps a single flick of ink, will tell.